Mistakes I made at work. 25 influential women reflect on what they got out of getting it wrong. Edited or put together by Jesse Bacal. Part number 2, Learning to Ask. As I was putting together this book, my secret codename for it was the Chutzpah Project. Chutzpah being the Yiddish word for guts or courage. I thought about it as I emailed each contributor and asked if she talked about her most important mistakes. I thought about it as I probed people to tell me about some personal experience or difficult situation or feeling. Was I asking too much? One contributor said she felt vulnerable telling her story. She wasn't sure if she even wanted me to include it, but it was a story that I loved, one that I thought would be useful to others. So I urged her to let me keep it in, and she generously consented. She's brave, I thought. You've got some chutzpah, I told myself. Page turn. Apparently, asking can be tricky for a woman. We most often hear about this within the context of salary. In a lecture that she gave at Smith, journalist and radio host Farai Chedea talked about a friend she had whose job was to negotiate contracts. Anytime that he offered people promotions, she said, every white man asked for more money and no women or no people of color asked for more money. Stories like this are borne out in research. Linda Babcock and Sarah Lashever's bestseller, Women Don't Ask, revealed that women are perfectly good negotiators on behalf of others, but that we're less likely than men to ask for ourselves. Babcock and another colleague, Hannah Riley Bowles, have since demonstrated that women may be penalized for asking in ways that supervisors, both male and female, see as too aggressive. In a 2011 NPR interview, Babcock calls this depressing, but recommended that women who want to use her research and help them get what they want should try a negotiating manner that's friendly, warm, and concerned for others above yourself. If hearing this makes you want to throw in the towel on negotiating, or maybe throw up, consider this. The American Association of University Women looked at the average starting salary of a male recent graduate compared to her female peers and calculated that his female peer is likely making about $2,800 less than he is. This could buy nearly a year's worth of groceries, over 750 gallons of gas, or 1,400 tall Starbucks coffees. It could also cover 12 months of student loan payments. So, despite the fact that it often feels hard to ask, despite the fact that it's complicated by icky data showing that it behooves female negotiators to smile, etc., it's really worth negotiating that first salary. And practicing negotiation is not only good for our bank accounts, it can serve our educational career ambitions, as Selena Rezvani discusses in her interview. It can benefit our relationships with friends, roommates, and romantic partners. Once you have kids, it's great to be able to identify your own needs from time to work, exercise, meditate, to be with friends, be alone, sleep, etc. Asking for and then ideally getting what you need is often healthy for the entire family. Sometimes, when we're starting off in our professional lives, we can't imagine asking for anything. A professor I know told me that she once came out of her office to find a student just standing there, waiting for what had probably been more than a few minutes. I wasn't sure if you were in there, the student said, but even when we're standing with our hands poised at the proverbial door, we can learn to knock firmly and loudly to become good advocates for ourselves over the course of our careers. In the following page turn, interviews, contributors discuss learning to ask for opportunities, advice, or information, and to not be afraid of appearing ignorant. They are good models for all of us, and their message is strong. A little chutzpah is not a bad thing.